Yes, sir. It's Kareed, the nigga you need. We're back. Now, as I said, again, I like to do shit different. So I'm not just gonna give you all a sketch and just talk about anime all the time. I'm gonna give y'all real shit, real other shit that I'm working on. And it's quite a lot of things that I'm working on, honestly. But what I want to give y'all today is my process. Is just other shit that I'm working on, other shit that I do. And one of the things I do every day, daily, I mean every single day, is write. And what I mean by write is that I don't just write the script that I'm doing. I write lyrics for myself every day. So I pick like a beat and I just write a lyric over it, or not lyric, fucking a verse over it. And I write lyrics for other people because people don't understand. The thing about writing lyrics and shit and writing in general is that not a lot of people can actually write. Like, they're trash and they suck. They're not creative enough. So I'm one of those people that like, I have a creative mind. See, and the reason why I have a creative mind like this is because I'm a thinker. So even before, I was always a thinker. But I found out lately, like a year and a half ago, that I could translate my thoughts into words, for either a verse or shit that I'm writing, like a script or fucking whatever I'm writing. I can translate all my thoughts because I'm always thinking about shit. I like to be alone with my thoughts, and then sometimes I could put music on, put my music on while I'm writing and shit like that. And I do that, so I would usually meditate for about 45 minutes. About 45 minutes, and after that I'll go write. And I just keep writing. So I'm writing a script. Right now I almost have 400 pages. Writing the script is because I'm turning this script into a film festival at the end of this year and the beginning of next year, because at film festivals, people can turn in scripts and they can get money for colleges, and they get just like $25,000, $30,000. They just give you that for a good ass script where somebody can even make what you're writing into a show or to a movie or whatever. And what I'm writing right now currently is for a show. So I'm writing for a show. I'm not writing for a movie because I want to explain this to you in a second. But so what right now is for a show. So I'm turning it into a film festival. I should be done at the end of this year, and I will turn it to a few film festivals after that. And once I get like feedback from what they say about it, I'm gonna turn it into some more at the beginning of next year. So this shit is serious. I write serious because the thing is, comedy is not exactly my go-to. Like my security blanket is writing. This is what I'm really gifted at. This is my real calling, writing. Lyrics, scripts, anything. I'm a writer. So I will go to film school just for writing. That's the only school I want to go to, honestly. I don't even want to go to any regular college. I just want to go to film school just for writing. I don't want to do nothing else. This and just YouTube and make music and just film school for writing. Fucking. My script is about 10 superheroes. Super beings, not superheroes. Super beings. Set in realistic time. So time right now. So in the age right now, current time period right now. 10 super beings. 5 boys, 5 girls, right? Right now, I got the title for it called the Testament 10. That is subject to change. Sometimes I'm not fucking with that title, but that could possibly change. And these 10 beings, fucking people, are in 10 different countries, kind of continents around the world. So I'm making this as realistic as possible. So when Christopher Nolan made The Dark Knight, which is my favorite superhero movie ever, the reason why I liked it so much is because of how realistic it was. A realistic Batman. See, I fuck with Marvel and shit like that, and the Avengers shit like that. But I like realistic shit. So I always felt like a realistic superhero show, because this is gonna be a show. Because about 10 people, and it's 10 people's lives, right? So it has to be a show. I can't make it into a movie. I'm not writing a script for a movie because I don't want to put everything together and fucking jam it, and it's not giving you enough. It's too much, right? So I'm writing for a show, and we're tracking each one of these characters' lives, right? So I'm putting this video as part 1 because I'm giving y'all only the first 4 boys and 1 girl today. In part 2, I'm gonna give you the 4 girls in the last guy. Yeah, that's it. The last guy. So I'm gonna break into part 1, part 2. I'm probably gonna give you a part 3 and maybe even a part 4 of other shit that is happening in the script. So they live in 10 different countries, and all each got their powers at 10 years old. Not really. They actually got that. Since they were born with these powers, but their powers almost fully came into effect at 10 years old. Okay? So these 10 beings live in 10 different places. 10 people live in 10 different places, and they're real people. Real people. So my story said that if real people right now, if God or whatever our creator gave 10 different people a superpower out of the billion. So it's different from Marvel, and it's different from the X-Men, different from DC, because they each got one superpower. I'm not giving them two. They got one superpower, and I'm making it realistic as possible. So I'm doing research about how this power might be realistic if it did. If it were ever possible for somebody to have a power like that. So these 10 beings each have 10 different powers, of course. But and they each have different lives, and they go through different shit, and they have different mental processes, and they have, you know, different families and all that and shit like that. And they live in 10 different countries. So of course I have to do research on the country they're living in, the language they speak, the food that they eat, the type of schooling they go through, and shit like that, to understand how the fuck I'm gonna make this as neat and as orderly and as well done as possible. Okay, so these beings, so what I'm gonna say, so these 5, so I'm gonna give y'all 5 today. I'm just gonna give y'all 5 of the beings today. Before I get into my script, I know it's taking a while, but before I get to my script, I want to tell you that I have people that inspire me to start writing. And a lot of it mostly is James Cameron, Quentin Tarantino, Christopher Nolan, fucking J.J. Abrams, fucking, guys, there's so many of them. The Russo brothers that just made the Avengers and shit like that. I have a lot of people that inspire me to start writing a script. Even Seth MacFarlane, because even though, you know, he just make Family Guy and Megan and shit like that, he's a great ass writer, and he makes a lot of shit that is very funny, very interesting. I have a lot of inspiration for me to start writing. So, and also, I'm not just writing I'm not just writing a script where I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, because I know exactly what the fuck I'm doing. I'm doing this every day, so I'm studying it. So I got 3 books. Now this book right here, the first book I'm going to show you, is called Sid Field's Screenplay. I'm reading this book. I'm almost done with it. It was recommended by James Cameron. This was the first book he read before he became a screenwriter, before he made, you know, a few movies, and then he made Terminator. Actually, Terminator came in a dream that he had after he was reading this book. So this was the first. So James Cameron, a lot of directors recommended this book, Screenplay, Sid Field's Screenplays. This is one of the books I'm reading, and the thing about the book is that it just gives you an outline of what you're supposed to do. So when I seen what James Cameron talked about the book, I definitely had to get it and understand what the fuck was going on. But yeah, so that's one of the books I'm reading. Another book I'm reading is called The Porterfield Film School. This is another book that is highly recommended by a lot of directors, a lot of screenwriters and shit like that, and screenplays, you know, everybody that make into movies and shows and shit like that. This is another book that's highly recommended. And I want to increase my expertise in dramatic writing. So of course I got The Art of Dramatic Writing. This script I'm writing is realistic as possible. I'm making it as realistic as possible. So they got politics in it. They got shit about the real world, climate change, everything. I'm putting everything into it. Everything, what's going on in different countries. Because the thing is, for right now, they don't got a big villain in it. I don't have like a big ass Thanos or a big ass villain in it or something like that. It's really just them going against the world. If 10 out of 7 or 8 billion people we have right now somewhere in the earth, out of 8 billion people that had superpowers, how would it affect the world? What would the world think? What would happen? Right? So, and I wanted to be different from the X-Men because there are only 10 of them. The X-Men, they're like mutants, they all have superpowers, right? But there's a lot of X-Men, right? There's a whole school of them, and you know, they got other X-Men being born all the time, so it's different from the X-Men. I only got 10 super beings in mind. I even it out, 5 and 5 boys and 5 girls. Just real people. They go through real emotions, real depression, real everything. They go through real shit. Some of them live in extreme poverty. Some of my heroes are, you know, pretty well off, pretty rich, living, you know, decent lives, right? So, let me dive into the characters. Now, of course, the main character, the main protagonist is gonna be my character. His name is Creed, of course, right? I didn't name him Derek. Derek's my real first name, so I named him Creed, right? And his power is teleportation. And I gave him the power because I always thought to myself that if I ever have one superpower in the whole fucking world, it would be teleportation. I don't want no other superpower ever. Nothing else. I just want to be able to teleport. Kind of like Goku does instant transmission, just like that. But my character doesn't do that. It's more of like a blink. So he blinks. So right when he blinks, it's kind of like a slightly longer blink than a regular blink. He's gone. Teleportation. I don't want no other superpower. I don't want nothing else. I just want to be able to teleport. Nothing else. I don't care for nothing else. No other superpower. I don't give a fuck. I just want to be able to teleport. So my person's his power is teleportation. He of course is gonna look like me, but he has a different family and he lives in a different place. He's one of the characters that were born in the United States. So he lives in California. California, close to San Diego, but not there. But he lives in California, and he has a whole different family than me and all types of shit like that. So he's different than me, but he looks like me and he thinks the same as me, right? So his power is that he could teleport. And the thing is that I gave all my characters that they each have this superpower, but as they grow older, their powers get stronger. And the more they use their powers, they get stronger too. So as they grow older, the powers get stronger. And the more they use it and utilize the powers, after the age of 10, when they got their powers, they get stronger with their powers, right? So the more my character uses his powers, he could travel farther. So at first, he's almost like Nightcrawler. He only could travel as far as he could see or some shit like that. But as he grows up, as he grows older, he travels from state to state in an instant, with a little bit of fucking time to like for a little bit of rest time, just a little, like a few seconds of rest time. But as he goes older, the seconds go lesser and go smaller and smaller, so he's able to travel faster and quicker at the same time. So he travels from state to state, and then from there he travels from country to country, to continent to continent in a fucking instant. Gone, like instant transmission with Goku. Gone, right? So that's the first character. The thing I like about this character, because he kind of like me, he's kind of woke. And what I mean by woke is that like he sees the word for what it really is. So at first he's kind of, when he first has his power, he doesn't give a fuck. He for stealing everything. He gets kicked out of the house, get kicked out of fucking school. No, he drops out of school because he doesn't need it. He doesn't need school, right? He's living and he gets kicked out of the house. He keeps stealing everything. His parents, his mom keep telling him, you keep stealing. You can't do that, right? You got to be a good person. But he doesn't care, So he get kicked out of the house. He only living by hotel to hotel because he can just teleport out of there. So he doesn't need to live in a fucking house. He can just teleport to any place he wants, right? So he lives from hotel to hotel. Then he lives from apartment to apartment. He's not paying for anything. He's stealing everything. He steals all his groceries from the store. He's in and out. And the world is going crazy when they find out that they have this person that can teleport that quickly, gone in and out and gone again, right? So that's my first character. And as he grows older, he does more things with his power. He tries to help people, tries to save people. He fucking goes to different countries, third world countries, and teleports water and resources and shit like that to the different countries and shit like that. Things I would do if I had that type of power, right? But the thing is that he's one of the characters, he's the main protagonist that doesn't give a fuck about anything, right? So the law, nothing is affecting him, right? So he's gone. Nobody can stop him. Nobody can stop him. The law, he doesn't listen to anything. He doesn't listen to a word nobody says. The number two character I'm giving y'all is my character named Alex. Now, I'm giving my character named Alex because Alex is one of my friends in the real world, right? So I gave him, he wanted to be put in the script, so I put him in the script, right? I gave him the same name, but he's gonna be completely different. He have a similar way of doing things, but he's gonna be completely different. So this character, the second character I got, his name is Alex. He's half Hispanic, he's half Native American. So I gave all my characters different ethnicities and different places they live, right? Because they're all different. I mean, I all feel like if some people got superpowers, they'll all be different type of people. They won't just all live in the US. They'll be all over the world, spread out all over the place, right? So he lives in Canada, and his power is that he could shape shift. And when I mean shape shift, he could shape shift like kind of like Beast Boy, so he could turn into any animal, and kind of like Mystique, where he could turn into any human, and he could take the form of any human. So he could turn into anything, right? Anything, any living being, any sentient being. Not like a tree or anything like that, but like any animal or like human, he can just shapeshift and transform into that shit, right? But yeah, so he's the second character, and when he got his powers, he was different from Kareed. When he got his powers, he started showcasing it immediately, and he started getting a lot of fame and shit like that. Soaking up the fame, soaking up all the shit he was getting for using his powers. He became like a national hero. and because he lives in Ontario, Canada, so he became a national hero and shit like that. And the world loves him, right? The world loves him. Unlike Kareed, where they think he's just a menace because he does anything the fuck he wants. So this character, Alex, is different. He has a different mindset, different family, right? Different way of living, different country. Everything's different about him. That's my number 2 character, Alex. Number 3, my 3rd character is a person named Marlon. Marlon's my other friend. So I gave 2 characters in this show I gave for my real friends in real life, right? His name is Marlon. He lives in Costa Rica. At first, he lives in Costa Rica. And when he first got his powers, he didn't know what the fuck was going on. Kind of like my character Kareed. Actually, kind of like all my characters. Didn't know what the fuck was going on. But his power is that he could stop time. But he only can stop time for a few minutes, especially when he first gets his power. He only can stop time for a few minutes, and he only has a certain amount of radius he could do it for. So when he's very young, when he first gets his power, he only can do it for a few yards away. He can stop time for people in that. It's kind of like a circle. There's around a big ass circle that surrounds him when he uses his power. So he only stops time for people inside that circle. Everybody outside that circle is fine. They just living their, their own life, doing their own thing. So when they see people frozen in their real, so they say, "What the fuck is going on?" Try to investigate. But so yeah, that's his power. And he first got his powers when he was when young. He moved from Costa Rica. He didn't know what the fuck was going on. But my man later came to the U.S. because his mom lives in Costa Rica with his 2 sisters. So his mom lives in Costa Rica with his 2 sisters, and and his father lives in Florida. So he moved to Florida, he got his citizenship and shit like that, and he moved to Florida to finish high school for a better schooling system. And start high school and shit like that. Actually he moved at the end of middle school to high school and shit like that. For better school and shit like that. So he's kind of like a pretty boy, pulls bitches and shit like that, but he kind of chill with his power. So when he first used his power, he just used it to play pranks and shit like that, and just do some stupid shit. But later on, some other crazy shit starts happening, and his powers keep getting stronger, and the radius keeps growing. So the amount of people he can stop time in that radius, in that big ass circle surrounding him, gets longer. And what else gets longer is that the amount of time he can stop time for himself. So he usually keeps a watch, and he's tracking all the time when the shit's gonna go down, and he has to stop using his power, because when he uses it for too long, he gets exhausted. And he gets mental strains and shit like that. So he can't use it for too long, or he's gonna black out. Because his power is pretty fucking powerful, kind of like my power. And my power, I have something like shit like that. I can't travel too far, but as I grow older, I can travel farther and shit like that. And my character, and I can teleport farther and shit like that. So that's the 3rd character, Marlon. The 4th character, I'm gonna give y'all the 4th character, right? Is my nigga. Guess what? Kaito. Guess where he's from? Fucking Japan. Of course I'm gonna put a Japanese person on there. His name is Kaito. His power is that he could fly. He could fly. And I got a backstory from my man. So his character, he lives with his grandpa and his 2 parents, right? His grandpa lived and witnessed the 2 bombings. So they live in Hiroshima, Japan, right? So his grandpa witnessed the 2 bombings dropped on him. Right? So close to Nagasaki and Hiroshima. So his grandpa witnessed that. The 2 bombings that the US dropped on Japan. So, and then his grandpa, has kids, and his kids had Kaito, right? So, he's an anime person. Of course, I'm gonna put my nigga liking anime and shit like that. But his grandpa was really a manga artist back in the 60s and 70s, so that's why he loves anime, because his grandpa mostly. So animes, and he loves Dragon Ball. He loves all kind of anime, fucking One Piece, all shit like that. And his grandpa used to be a manga artist and a manga writer. God damn. But so his power is that he could fly, and my God, does he love flying. So his character type is that, like, he's kind of like Alex. So he at first starts using his power, and like he wants to show it to the world. He wants to show everybody, right? But and he also uses his powers a lot, because from appearances and shit like that. Appearances where he shows up and uses his power, people love it. So he gets money for that. So his family's not rich at all. They're almost on the poor side, almost on the poor side of Japan. But when he got his powers, he was able to bring enough money for them to start living better and bettering the life of his family and shit like that. But he's not the type of hero that likes to, like, the person, not hero, super being that would like to, like, use his power just to, like, save people and shit like that. He kind of wants to just be chill with his powers. He don't want to do anything too much. But his power, he could, as he grows older, of course, just like him and as all my other characters, that he could use his powers for longer. So he could fly for longer. He could fly faster. He could, as soon he'd be able to break the speed of sound. He could do more things with his powers, right? As he grows older. So at 10, when he first gets his power, he can't fly for that long, and he gets hurt and shit like that. But as he grows older, his powers progress, and he gets more intelligent with his power. He'd be able to control them more. He could do more things with his powers, right? So that's Kaito, my fourth character I'm giving y'all today. Her name is Hasta, Ajda. She lives in Syria, right? So she lives in extreme poverty. So, I didn't even tell y'all this. Her power is that she can heal everything. So she can heal anything, any disease, any fucking illness, any fucking injury. She can heal anything. That's her power. She can heal everything, right? In Syria, right? So she's a Sunni Muslim. So I want to make this as diverse as possible because I want to make it as realistic as possible. So this girl, my girl Hasta, when she got her powers at 10 years old. Of course, if you don't know about Syria, they have a lot of, it's a terrorist-stricken nation, right? A place. So they got terrorists all over the place and shit like that, and craziness, ISIS and shit like that, right? So if you don't watch news or watch politics or anything like that, you're not into that shit. The U.S. does a lot of airstrikes in Syria, right? A lot of airstrikes, because they sometimes they do that shit without even fucking checking for civilians and all. But she can't help where she lives because her parents are poor, right? So she's in poverty, so she can't help what the fuck is going on with her life, right? She can't do anything about it. Her parents live there, so they can't just move, right? Let me keep going. So one day when they had ISIS soldiers come close in at her house, close to the house, most of the time they usually bully her father and shit like that, make fun of him because they want him to join their cause. But he doesn't want to do that. He wants to raise his family. He wants to be a good person. So they bully him, they're beating his ass, they're beating him up all the fucking time, always beating him up, always making fun of him, always trying to take his wife, trying to do something with his wife, right? Always trying to mess with his kids, the terrorist people, always trying to recruit his kids into the terrorist organization ISIS, right? So of course, the U.S. they don't care about, well, I won't say they don't care, well, they don't care too much about the civilians there. So one day, when they're, having a regular day, about to eat dinner, and I said his two parents work hard as fuck, right? But it's still poor. One day, an airstrike happened, right? Airstrike happened, they started bombing all over the place because they knew they had ISIS soldiers around Ajda's family's proximity, but they didn't care about it. They're just gonna bomb anywhere, right? So when they did that, they buried her father. And so she has a little brother and she has a mom. So she has a little brother that's like 5 years younger than her, and she lives with her mom, her little brother, and her father, right? They're doing right but when she was 10 years old, and they dropped the airstrike on her house, burying her father and her little brother in rubble. Her little brother and her father were dying. So she during the sensation, and since she was 10, it was her 10-year-old birthday when this shit happened, right? So it's such a tragedy to happen at 10 years old for a little girl. She wanted to see what she could do. So she tried to pull them out. She tried to pull out the rubble, and her and her mother managed to do that, but they were still dying, right? They just got buried. They just got bombed, right? And the shit was falling. The shit fell on them. Large object fell on them. So she went into her deeper inner being, and she started using her powers to try to heal them, right? So she was healing her father and she was healing her brother, but she couldn't heal both of them because she first got her powers, right? So she was doing much more progress on healing her younger brother than her father. But her father knew that. Her father always knew that she was special, but her father tapped on her and told her to stop because he knew that there's no way that she would be able to heal him in time while her brother was also dying. So she was crying and shit like that. She wanted to heal her father as well. She wanted to save both of them, right? She wanted to save both of them at the same time, but she couldn't because she just finally started understanding her power. I'm talking for a while, my throat is hurting, but so she started healing her. So her father told her to stop, and told her to focus just on her brother. She was crying, she didn't want to do it, but you know, she finally listened. She started hearing started hearing her brother, and her father died, right? So her father died, and she, you know, her father told her to promise that, you know, she would use her powers for good. She would use what she could do to help the world, and that was her promise. You know, she was crying, she got her brother back, but her father died in the airstrike. Still, they had no house anymore. So guess what happened? They became refugees. As refugees, they moved to Turkey, and when they went to the Turkey refugee camp, that's where refugees from Syria go. They go to Turkey most of the time, right? So when they went to the Turkey refugee camp, she finally started using her powers to help and heal people there. A news broadcasting station came and saw what she was doing. She saw that she was healing people all over the refugee camps and saving their lives. She saw that, and the world finally figured out of another being, super being that had superpowers. And you know, as her life progressed, she started doing more with her promise, right? Her power started getting stronger. Sometimes she's able to fucking heal people completely, resurrect people completely from the dead. People started calling her the second coming of Jesus. Cause she would heal people like she was Jesus. She would come in there, she would heal people, she would walk out like it was easy, right? So that's my last girl, Hasta. And you know, of course they all get stronger. Of course, they all have different lives, all have different ways there, different standards of living, different regions, different languages. I incorporated all of that into my script as well. So I'm putting everything. I want to make this as realistic as possible. I'm making this script as serious as possible, right? So script, I give you my five super beings, and I keep calling them superheroes, but not superheroes, right? They're more just super beings, real life super beings, right? So yeah, this part one. I'm gonna give you a part two. I'm gonna give you all the other five soon. I got some other shit that's coming, right? Got another YouTube video I want to give it to y'all. Y'all probably gonna fuck with that one a lot too, if I fuck with this one at all. But yes, I hope y'all like, subscribe, comment. Please turn your post notifications. Please subscribe. I'm trying to get to greatness. I'm on my way to fucking greatness, right? I'm gonna finish the script. I'm gonna get to greatness. On fucking music's coming too. Oh my god, my music's coming. I promise y'all, bro. I promise y'all. I write this shit every day. I'm dedicated to this shit, right? This is really my strong suit. It's really what I do. Writing. I'm a writer, bro. I'm a writer. I promise you that, right? So thank y'all for all y'all that finished the video and fucking listen all the way through. I'm gonna give you a part two coming soon. This Kaito out.